Hello Aquarius, thank you for tuning into your general read. For the main read, I'm using The Witch's Tarot by Ellen Dugan, illustrations by Mark Evans. Yeah. For the supportive oracle cards, The Angel's Answers oracle cards by Doreen Virtue and Randy Valentine. Okay. I already shuffled, so let's go ahead. Okay. I wanted to keep going, but it's like, this is a precursor. I don't know if that's what that's going to do. We'll find out in a minute. Aquarius. What is this doing here? Is this down like... Okay. So there's a couple hidden elements here. Oh. Is this... No, that's not an overall energy, but it's a point in time. Okay, so... there's some hidden aspects as we're coming in. Now, on your side, you're looking to choose a new direction. You're not sharing this with whoever else you're dealing with. You're looking to choose a new direction. That's where you're standing. This is face down. When I have cards face down in a reading, it usually means that they're hidden aspects either from you or you're keeping from other people. For whatever reason. For good, for bad, for whatever. But that's usually what it's saying. There's a face down card on the other side. It's the Lover's card. I feel like this is talking about a relationship already in bloom. What does that mean? Is it with you? I don't feel like this is romantic. I don't feel like it's a romantic thing. There's a connection or something going on around this situation that's connected to it that makes it want to continue. Is that true? So there's something going on here. Somebody is invested in this situation and very much wants to keep it going. Very much in love with the situation. So I don't feel like this is like love coming towards you. It's a general read, so definitely take it for whatever resonates for you. But I'm feeling for the most part this is about this connection to the situation. Somebody's very much feeling very comfortable and happy with it and does not want it to end, but it's face down, so it's definitely not a romantic relationship with you because it's something you don't know about. That's what I'm thinking. That's how, again, general read, take it for whatever resonates with you. Now as we go in, there's the Ten of Swords with the Seven of Cups. There's loss and ruin here, and there's many different... I'm getting there's loss and ruin, but there's also, I'm getting scattershot with this. With this card here, the Seven of Cups, like things are going in a bunch of directions all at once due to this loss and ruin. It's almost like, I'm getting this weird, what was it, The Gate? I think it was was that a horror movie, The Gate? There's this big monster, it's like probably a tall, like Arnold Schwarzenegger sized monster, and he falls over, and he turns into like 30 little monsters that look just like the big one, just like there's 30 little of them. 30 little pieces of them, just running all over the place. If you ever want to see The Gate, it was kind of entertaining. I think it's an 80s movie. But the point here is, it's whatever the loss and ruin is here, it's kind of breaking down to a whole bunch of different opportunities. But they're all smaller versions. Like they're nowhere near as strong as the original, correct? Okay. Now, you want things to change. You're looking to go into a different direction. I feel like this is based on the loss for you. Yeah? Maybe not so much. I don't know if you're so upset about the loss. The situation is coming to ruin, but you're ready to go in a different direction either way. You're there. For whatever reason, for good, for bad, for indifferent, if you happen to be, you're ready to go in a different direction. The other person is not, though. They seem to be thinking they want to put the pieces back together. They have the situation will improve on their side. They want to put the pieces back together. And I feel like they're trying to. Now, what happens in the next stage is kind of interesting because you have a double card in your overall energy. You got the Five of Wands and the Justice. You don't want this to come back together. The other side seems to have this optimistic nature. Even though the situation broke apart, they want to gather everything back together and put it back together the same way it was. You're not. You're ready to go a different direction. You got the Five of Wands and the Justice card. You're like, you know what? This ran its course. Things are fine. Like, it ran its course. It's done. And you're ready to... And you're, I feel like there's an argumentative nature here. But what I know of Aquarians, they might start a sparring match to get things moving. Like, I don't feel like it's a vicious fight. It's just kind of like a banter, but you definitely have a goal of moving this on. You're not looking to build it back up the way it was. You're ready to go in a different direction. It keeps coming back, but I'm also noticing that the card is face down. So you still might not be wanting to show that. And I'm seeing like the Five of Wands, you're looking to keep this from coming back together. You do not want it to come back together. But there's the Three of Cups, the Seven of Swords, and then I noticed the King just kind of fell out here. So I feel like there's a cooperative effort going on here, but you're looking to move on, salvage what you can and move on. That seems to be where you're at here. But I'm also getting this is what's happening between everybody. Like everybody's getting together, but they're agreeing like let's get what we can, let's save what we can, but whatever we lost, let's just leave that and just salvage and move on. Salvage. There's a salvage and move on thing here, and the King of Cups here. There's somebody else that's a part of this that's trying to also work with this to try to, it's kind of like salvage what you can and try to rebuild. Like I said, that monster in the beginning, I don't know why I'm using a monster analogy, but broke into 30 pieces. It's like, instead of the 30, you have like 20 left. So you use those 20 to try to build it back to what it was. So you probably like have 2/3 of what you had before. So they're trying to pull it back together, and the King of Cups seems to be very strongly connected to that. Trying to pull it back together. People seem to be agreeing. I don't feel like you really want that to happen. But the other side has this no need to worry, like they feel like this is going to work out. You have to listen to your intuition on your side. I feel like if you look at this really closely, you're realizing 2/3 of this will not suffice. It will not allow this to continue. It won't breathe life back into the situation. 2/3 is not going to be enough. It's just like an analogy. But whatever the group is trying to bring it all back together. Yeah. But I don't feel like it's going to work out. And I feel like if you look at it, if you just step back and look at it on your own, you're going to realize this isn't going to work. Which you were already ready to move into another direction anyway. I feel like at this point you're just going along with things, but you're preparing to move in that new direction anyway. And as the other side, they seem a little disconnected. I feel like there's information on the other side slowly filtering in. As they're trying to get this to continue, it's just not working. And I feel like information is kind of filtering back slowly, back and forth, and they're realizing, like, this is ending up at the Tower. The Tower with the Five of Swords behind it, I feel like the Tower is happening. This is falling apart. It's falling apart. But right behind it is the Five of Swords. I feel like people are trying to understand and trying to find ways to save it. I feel like they're trying to save the Tower. The Tower's coming down. The Tower's coming down. Like this card, I haven't really... The Tower's coming down. But people are on the other side are coming in, trying to like fix it, trying to stop it from falling down. I feel like if you look at it from the outside, you're going to realize it's falling down. The key here is for you to realize that and to like look forward to the future and try not to waste too much effort to save something that's just going to fall down anyway. I am getting this though, with it. The Hanged Man. The Five of Swords behind the Towers. The effort to try to save the Tower is just prolonging. It's just going to take more time for the Tower to actually fall. It just feels like it's slowly falling apart, but it's going to fall apart. And it's just like you're kind of waiting it out at this point. Is there something else? Okay. Anything else with this? It's interesting because from the very get-go, you're ready to move on. You're ready to go in another direction. And I feel like that's the best angle to take in this situation, especially seeing where it's going to end up. Because the tower is going to happen. It is. And I feel like you're trying to fight to get people to move on, but you're very creative with it. You're trying to make it more of a sparring thing, like what if, or, you know, wouldn't it be better if, like, I don't feel like you're coming at somebody in a violent, I don't feel like it's like that. I feel like you're just kind of like throwing out these sparring questions, like, maybe it'd be better if we did this. Maybe, you know, we should realize that this could be the end anyway, and it's just we're prolonging the inevitable. Maybe we have other options here. Maybe this is a better option. Like, I feel like you're kind of handling it that way. You're trying to keep people moving on, but you're getting a lot of opposition, and the King of Cups steps in and does not want to move on. There seems to be this optimistic attitude, like it could still be okay. And it's at that point, I feel like that's your crucial point where you need to just step back and see it for what it is. And I feel like it's about, like, relationships at that point and just getting along with everybody, doing what you have to keep up, you know, keep people happy, but without wasting too much effort because you know it's going to be for nothing. Because the tower is coming. The Five of Swords means people are trying to save the tower, but the Hanged Man right with it. It's just basically it's like a slow death here. It's kind of what I'm feeling. I hate to say it, but the situation's ending. It's kind of like drawing it out. It's really drawing it out. So sooner or later, you are going to get to go in this other direction. It's just waiting it out because the other side, especially the King of Cups, seems to want to prolong it. And until they accept that done is done, it's going to kind of drag out to a slow, maybe, hopefully not so much, but maybe a slow, bitter end. Hopefully not. You stepping back, I feel like it won't be that bad for you, but the other side might have a hard time letting go, actually. Okay, I think that's good, right? Good. I'm going to wrap that up there. Of course, if you'd like a reading from me, go ahead and shoot me an email, james4astral@gmail.com. James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you.